welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I thought I would do a little get ready with me, but also a little get to know me video. I've uploaded 2 videos to YouTube already, but I haven't done any sort of introduction video, so I thought this one would be a good opportunity, and you get to watch me do my makeup. So starting off with some basics, my name is Farah, or you can call me Farah. I'm somebody who just never really cared how people pronounce my name. I know that a lot of people might get really mad at me with the fact that I let people call me Farah, but when I was growing up and I was in school for like 12-15 years, I was too shy to correct people about what my name was, so I kind of just got used to the fact that people called me Farah, and honestly, I like how that sounds. It's pretty, and Farah is also pretty too, but I'm not gonna sit and correct people if they call me Farah. So you can call me Farah or Farah, either one. I really don't care. I don't have a preference. It's mainly friends who call me Farah, but like family friends and family relatives, they're the ones who obviously call me Farah. But either one works. I don't really care. The next thing is my birthday. I was born on October 28th, 2004, so that currently makes me 20 years old, and I will be 21 in the fall. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, but I grew up in Canada. For the first half of my childhood, I got to live in Toronto. And then for the second half of my childhood, I ended up moving to a small town outside of Toronto, which is where I am currently living right now. I moved from Toronto when I was about 10 years old. I was like 10 and a half years old. I just got a phone call, I'm so sorry, but I was around 10 and a half years old when I moved here, where I live now. I am fully Trinidadian. Both of my parents are Trinidadian. My dad actually was born and brought up here, but my mom was born in Trinidad. I'm currently living at home with my parents and my siblings. I have 2 younger sisters and I am the oldest. Also, I know that this foundation doesn't look like it's my shade. It's more so my summertime foundation, and I don't have like another foundation that I can wear right now, so I'm just kind of going with this one. But trust me, it evens out once I layer all my makeup on top of it, I swear. I have a pet. I have 1 cat and her name is Minnie. She's really cute, and I wish I could show you her right now, but I don't know where she is. She's the first pet that I've ever had. My parents, my family, not my family, my parents per se, they are not really pet people. We never grew up with pets in the house. But then when I was around 18, both of my sisters were like begging for a cat. So then my dad caved in and he got us a cat. So Minnie is my first pet, and I love her. She's a cute cat. I love her so much. I definitely think I put on a little bit too much foundation for today, but it's okay. Call me basic, but my favorite food probably is chicken Alfredo. It's probably been my favorite food since I was a child, and it just never changed. I do love buffalo chicken. That one is really good too. Anything buffalo related, like buffalo chicken wraps, a chicken salad. I definitely love a good Caesar salad as well. I feel like it's also a very basic favorite food, but it's so good. Obviously, my favorite foods ever are probably, it's probably home food that my mom makes. I mean, you just can't go wrong with home food. You cannot go wrong with your mom's cooking. My favorite snacks are probably chocolate-covered pretzels. I love Tim Tams. Australia, you are actually amazing for creating such a good freaking snack. I love popcorn. I love ice cream. I think ice cream is my #1 favorite sweet treat. I don't want to say favorite dessert, because I feel like ice cream is a dessert. I feel like technically it's a dessert, but I would not consider that a dessert. 100% ice cream is my favorite sweet treat. I will never pass up an opportunity to have ice cream, like literally ever. When I was a kid, my dream job was to become an actress. I want to say since the age of 4 all the way up until I was maybe 17, that was what I wanted to do with my life. But then life kind of got in the way, and that was just not something that I was able to pursue. I still think about it from time to time. And who knows, maybe one day I'll end up going into that. I'm gonna put on a little bit more concealer. Maybe one day I'll give it a go, I'll try, but I've always been a very creative person. I was never really good at school academically. Academics were not my strongest suit. I was one of those kids that was a lot stronger in my creative side, my artistic side, which is why I do things like this now. Like I love YouTube. All throughout school, I sang in choir, I did drama, I was 100% a theater kid in high school, I did a play. I still love acting. It's just not my biggest dream anymore in life, but it definitely was my biggest dream, probably for as long as I could remember, for most of my life. Because of the fact that I love acting and I wanted to be an actress, obviously I would watch a lot of movies and TV shows. My favorite actress is Florence Pugh. I love her so much. Oh my goodness. When I see her act, when I see her on screen, she just embodies her character so well. She's such a talented, passionate actress. I would literally die if I ever got to meet her. I am always so blown away by her performance. I'm always so blown away by her work. My favorite movie of all time is Greta Gerwig's Little Woman. That movie is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, so well done. I feel like I can't even like really describe to you how much I love that movie. Like you just have to watch it. It's just a feeling. It's so cinematic, so beautiful. The acting, the casting for that movie, phenomenal. Greta Gerwig is just such a good director. I loved everyone in that film. Obviously Florence Pugh is in the film, so I loved that too. You know, the story of Little Woman is so beautiful. It's so inspiring. There are so many quotes from that movie that I think about all the time. It's just such a good movie. That's one of those movies that like makes you feel so proud to be a woman. Like it's like, yes, feminism. You're probably wondering what my biggest dream and goal in life is now, since it's not to become an actress. My dreams have definitely shifted in the past maybe like 2.5 years, maybe 2 years, I think. My biggest dream is to now just move away. I don't know if that's like a sad like downgrade from what my like dream job was, but my biggest dream is to live somewhere else. When I say live somewhere else, I really want to live somewhere warm. I really want to get out of Canada. I want to get out of my small town. When I was 18, so that was like 2 years ago, I went on a trip that absolutely changed my life. I went to a city that is now my dream city to live in, my dream place to live in. There is nothing that I want to do more than to go and live my dream in that place and to be there. And my only lifelong goal now is to make sure that I make that dream come true and go to that place, go to that one place that I know I am meant for. It calls for me. I think about it every day. I watch so many videos of this city. I have so many pictures. I have Pinterest boards filled with pictures from this city, this place. I have truly never felt happier in my life than when I was there. I'm really sorry about the lighting. There's literally no good way for me to film at my vanity because of my window. My window isn't directly in front of me. As you can tell, my window is a little bit off to the side, which is why you can only see like half of my face in the light. I wish I could fix this. Maybe if, I don't know if turning on my ring light will, not my ring light, my vanity mirror will do anything. Okay, that kind of did something. Like not much, but something. I am currently not in school. Obviously, most people my age are in school. They're usually in university or college, but I am currently not in school. I'm just working. I don't really want to talk about my past school experience. I did go to college for literally a couple months and it was a really bad experience for me, a really dark time in my life. So I ended up dropping out and I have not been to college since. It's been 2 years now since I left school. I do plan to go back eventually, I just don't really know when. Again, I'm not gonna go too heavy into that because I really don't enjoy talking about that one too much. It's getting really hot, so I had to open my window. I'm sorry if you can hear any noise outside. But since I am currently working the job that I have right now, I work as an event server at a golf course. I mainly work weddings during the summertime, but I also work basically a whole bunch of corporate events. Lots of events of all kinds. But mainly, I get the most work doing weddings, which is currently what I'm getting ready for right now. I'm getting ready to go to work later, which is why I'm in my dress shirt. I've been working that job pretty much since I left high school. It's gonna be 3 years since I've been working that job, and I honestly really love it. It does get a little bit draining at times because I do have to work really long hours, and I mainly get my hours on weekends, and every once in a while it can get kind of sad that I'm missing out on so many summer weekends where I could be outside, but this year I'm allowing myself to make more of a schedule where I can enjoy more time this summer instead of just working and slaving away every single weekend. But I do overall really love my job. I love the coworkers that I have. I've definitely built some really good relationships with a lot of the people that I work with. And I'm really, 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 really thankful that I have this job. I know the job market is really terrible right now, and a lot of people my age who want to work part-time are not getting hired. And my job does pay me pretty well as well. So I'm really thankful every single day that I have this job. Even if sometimes I don't love it, I would rather have this job than not have this job. You know what I mean? So a little bit about my YouTube history. If you look, it says that I joined in 2016, but technically I've been watching YouTube since I was like maybe 5 or 6. So I definitely have been watching YouTube a lot longer than that, but I officially decided to make a YouTube account in 2016 because that was actually when I had originally started my channel. In 2016, I was in middle school and I was uploading videos every single week. I remember my uploading schedule was every Saturday, and I loved it. Uploading and editing was so fun. It was definitely the best creative outlet for me. Ever since I was younger, I always wanted to post on YouTube. I thought that the invention of YouTube itself was so cool. The fact that you can just upload videos and everybody can watch them. You could make whatever kind of videos you wanted. I loved how creative YouTube could be. I love how creative this space was, especially being such a creative child myself. I did YouTube up until I got to high school. The main kind of videos that I loved to post when I was in middle school were lifestyle videos, but my favorite and best performing videos were any of the vlogs that I did. I loved vlogging. Vlogging was the #1 thing that anybody knew me for when I was in middle school, the fact that I used to love to vlog. But then eventually when I got to high school, I definitely suffered with some more self-esteem issues. Also, I know it doesn't look like my contour is blended on this side, but I swear to God, it is just the shadow. It is blended. When I got to high school, I was very insecure. I had self-esteem issues, and honestly, kids are just mean. And when I was in high school, there was a group of girls that definitely enjoyed making fun of me, and a girl loved to bring up my videos all the time. And I remember briefly one time when I was in middle school, she had showed my videos to the whole class, and I felt extremely embarrassed. And people would talk about my videos, and that eventually led me to stop posting altogether because I was embarrassed and insecure. I've always had a passion for YouTube, and it was something for years that I've been trying to figure out if I wanted to do again, and the same thing just kept happening. I didn't feel like I had the equipment, I didn't feel ready, I was worried about who would see me, who wouldn't see me, I was worried about really stupid things. You know, I thought that my content would be boring. I lived such an uninteresting life. And then it wasn't until this year I just really decided that, you know what, this was something that I always loved. Why am I limiting myself? Why am I like dumbing myself down and making myself look like I don't deserve to do this? Because you know what, my life might feel boring, but it's probably not boring when I upload it. I've only uploaded 2 videos so far, but I already feel such a difference in myself. I definitely feel like my confidence is a lot better, and I definitely think my confidence has grown a lot within the past years. But my confidence now that I post on YouTube, I didn't even think that my confidence could keep going up, but my confidence has definitely been boosted a little bit more now. I love creating, I love talking, and I just wanted to give this a go. I really wanted to just sit down and dedicate my time to this channel again. Give it another go, because this was something that I always loved. And if you choose to watch my videos and subscribe to me, I love that because I really want to build a community as well. The sense of community that you can get from the internet is honestly so amazing. And even just talking to people on my TikTok alone, that has just helped me so much. The next thing that I want to move on to is my music taste. I feel like I have a very, very broad music taste, and it was something that I was very insecure about as well when I was younger. I feel like I'm into almost all kinds of music, and there's not really one specific genre that I listen to. I think the genre that I probably listen to the most is pop. And you know what? That's not fucking weird. When I got to middle school and high school, it was crazy to people if you listened to pop music. People just loved to shit on pop music for no reason, and I honestly feel like it was really performative because who actually hates pop music? And you know what? I love girly pop music. If that's the kind of music that I want to listen to, why am I getting shamed for it? Growing up, I was a huge Directioner, and I'm still a Directioner to this day. One Direction is probably my favorite band. They're probably my favorite artist. They were just such an important part of my childhood, and I can't imagine my life without One Direction. It's kind of funny because I blew up on TikTok a little bit back in 2020 when the 10-year anniversary was coming up, and I turned my whole TikTok account into a 1D fan account, and that ended up getting a little bit of clout. I was a very dedicated, die-hard Directioner, and I still love One Direction to this day. I actually had tickets to go see Harry, but then the show got canceled, and then when he came back to Toronto, I couldn't afford tickets anymore. However, I did get to see Niall last summer. Niall came to Toronto in June of last year, and I went to go see him with 2 of my friends. That was such a good show. But I think I will literally die if I ever get to go see Harry. Growing up, I was 100% a Niall girl. Still am a Niall girl to this day, but I definitely think solo career-wise, I am more into Harry. I love artists like The Weeknd, Sabrina Carpenter. Chappell Roan had a huge come up in 2024, and I loved everything that she put out. Love Olivia Rodrigo. I love the girly pop girls. I love SZA, I love Kendrick Lamar. I love Doja Cat. Megan Thee Stallion. Something that you may or may not notice in my videos or my more videos to come. I don't know how tall I appear on camera, but you should definitely know that I am not tall at all. I'm actually quite short, and I don't know if you can tell on camera or not. I'm like in between 4'10" and 4'11". So basically, I'm just very fucking short. Being short was actually my biggest insecurity growing up. I hated when people would call me short, and I hated being acknowledged as short. And that's why when the whole like pick me girl short thing came along to the internet, it really confused me because I could not fathom the idea that you love being short, because all I wanted when I was a kid was to be tall. Now that I'm an adult, I've come to a place now where I am okay with being short. I actually don't mind it. And I'm honestly so happy that I did end up coming around to that place when I grew up, because honestly, that was really hard for me as a child. Being made fun of for something that you cannot control definitely hurts. I definitely have a couple fears. I have a couple stupid fears, and then I have a couple like real fears. I'm 100% afraid of spiders. I hate those things. I hate spiders. Call me a child, but honestly, sometimes I'm afraid of the dark, and I'm also definitely afraid of thunderstorms. Never really fears that I got over, I guess. I definitely think more of my deeper fears are like actually like pretty, like kind of scary and sad. One of my biggest fears is losing someone that I love. The idea of losing somebody very close to me passing away, it is so scary. I was about to say that I never want that to happen, and I think the scary part is that it's unfortunately inevitable. This might be a little bit stupid, but I'm definitely afraid of dying alone. I don't want to be like single for my entire life. I don't want to be alone. I really want to share my life with somebody, which is something that I'll also get into in a minute. Relationship stuff. I am currently single. I am not dating right now. I'm not really interested in dating right now. The last time that I was in a relationship was 2 years ago. It was very toxic, very emotionally abusive, and I pretty much have not dated. I have not been in a relationship since that one. I do want to be in a relationship eventually. I just don't really think that's something that I want right now. Why the fuck am I always getting phone calls in the middle of this video? Sorry about that. One day I would love to get married. I would love to find the person that I get to spend the rest of my life with. I am definitely a lover girl through and through. Sometimes I get a little bit sad that I'm single, but for the most part I am very happy being single. And I know that when the timing is right, the right person will come along. I think it would be so beautiful to share my life with somebody. And I feel like it's not wrong that we want to be loved. At the end of the day, we're just human. It's okay to want that. Being an independent woman is great, but it's also okay if you want a boyfriend, if you want to find love. No one is telling you, no one should tell you that that's a bad thing, that that's wrong. I firmly believe that the guy that is meant for me will just come to me when the timing is right. And right now, it is just not a good time in my life for another person to be involved. That's why I'm not actively dating. That's why I don't know anybody right now. I'm also still super young too. There's definitely no pressure, no rush that I need to find someone right now. Like, I am only 20 years old. And I definitely feel like there's like a stigma at my age for dating, that like I'm supposed to be in a relationship right now. But it's okay if you are also 20 years old and you're not in a relationship. That in itself is completely normal. And do not let society convince you that it's not. I definitely am a firm believer in manifestation, and I definitely think that if you manifest the things that you want in life, they will come to you. If you speak things into existence, I definitely believe it'll come your way. I've definitely seen manifestation work out in my own life. The things that I really, really want for myself in life, I definitely am trying to work for them, but I'm also putting a lot of trust in the universe, putting trust in God. I'm not an overly religious person, but I do believe in God. And I am a firm believer in the fact that when the time is right, the right things will fall into place for me. The right things will come to me. At the end of the day, you just have to live your life. I am also a firm believer in the fact that people need to actually live their lives. And I know it's very hard to just do things like that in our day and age, in our society. But I feel like we as a society are so disconnected from what our true purpose is on the earth. You know, I always see this post circulate once a year saying that humans were never designed for this kind of life. We were all just supposed to be sitting around eating fruit in a forest and being happy. And honestly, yeah, that is what we're meant to do. And I think life is too short to not make the most of it, to not do what you love, to try and not, you know, I don't want to live my life in survival mode all the time. I don't want to live my whole life just trying to survive. And unfortunately, some people do have to live like that. And I feel so upset that that is the way that the world is. But I know that I want to make sure that I don't have that kind of life for myself. At the end of the day, I want to be happy and I want to live. I once had a teacher in school that told us that his only dream for the future in life was just to be happy. And I remember everyone in our class was like, "You're stupid." Everyone thought he was really dumb for saying that. But now that I'm an adult, I look back at what he said, and you know what? He's right. In my future, in my life, what I genuinely want for myself one day is to just be happy. I want to be happy doing what I love. It's just so important to me that we really connect with ourselves. I feel like we're just not living in a time where people think to themselves that they need to connect with themselves. Life is too short to not do the things that make you happy, to not follow your dreams. As corny as it sounds, it's the truth. I only want to spread positivity amongst the people in my life. I only want to spread positivity in my own life, even during the darkest of days, even during the darkest of times. Truth be told, I have been going through a very dark time in my life, but I just keep reminding myself that these things won't last forever and that I will have a brighter future. I'm sure of it. I'd like to say I'm a very passionate person when I speak, and I have been speaking very passionately about a lot of the things that I've been saying. My passion for things is definitely one of the things that I admire most about myself. I admire my passion. I admire my confidence. I admire my character. I'd like to think I'm a very giving, caring person when it comes to the people that I really truly love. I want nothing but the best for all the people around me in my life. And I think building a sense of community is something that's always been so important to me. I unfortunately live in a place where I barely have that sense of community, but there is a place that I want to live in where I know where I will have that sense of community because I've already experienced it. I love the fact that I'm a kind person. I love my kindness. I love my openness. I started doing this very recently, but I have been really taking in showing more gratitude towards the things that I have in my life. When I was younger and I would watch influencers on the internet, I always thought the idea of a gratitude journal was super performative. I never actually believed anybody fucking did a gratitude journal. But I very recently started writing down the things that I'm grateful for, and it really has changed my mindset and my perspective. Expressing gratitude every day really brings a level of peace to your life that I didn't even realize I needed. And if you're not grateful for the things that you have around you right now, then why would you be blessed with anything else in the future? If you're not grateful for what you have right now, then why would you get the things that you want later on down the line? And that was something that I had to learn the hard way. I was not grateful for something in my life that I should have been more grateful for. And then eventually, I lost that. If you're not grateful for the things that you have now, you'll either lose what you have, or you won't get the things that you want in life moving forward. So it's really important to remember the things that you should be grateful for. Even if you're at the lowest point in your life right now and you literally hate everything, remembering really minor things that you wouldn't even think to be grateful for that you should be, but you don't think about it. Little things like that are super important. Being grateful that you have a place to live, you have a roof over your head, you live somewhere safe, you have a house full of food that you can eat, you have clean clothes that you can wear. These were things that I completely overlooked my whole life. And very recently, I have started to show more gratitude for those things because, you know, these are things that we definitely take for granted. Unfortunately, there are people, mothers, fathers, and children around the world that don't have this. I now admire the gratitude that I hold. To kind of divert back to the more lighthearted topics, I definitely have a passion for makeup. I love doing makeup. I really want to travel. I have only ever really traveled throughout the United States and parts of the Caribbean. I really haven't gone anywhere, so I think getting to travel the world is something that I would love to do. I've never been to Europe and I've always wanted to go to Europe. I desperately want to go to Switzerland, I want to go to Italy, I want to go to Austria. Those are like probably my top places. I love being anywhere where the sun shines. As I mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, my dream is to live somewhere warm. I hate living in Canada. It is cold and gross, and I don't enjoy living in a place with all 4 seasons, which I know sounds crazy. I know people love that, but for me personally, I want consistent weather all year round. I cannot deal with changing seasons and fluctuating weather. I can't do it. It is so not for me. I am meant to live somewhere where I can be by the ocean and where I can be near palm trees and sunshine. That has always been my dream. That's always been the goal. I talked about my favorite movie, but I've watched a lot of TV shows. I honestly don't even know if I have a favorite TV show at this current moment. I think my favorite show that I've ever watched was Stranger Things. Stranger Things is just such a good show. The only issue that I have with it is that they take 5 million years to put out new seasons. I cannot wait for season 5. I think it's supposed to be coming out next year, possibly, but 10 years for 5 seasons is just fucking crazy. I really liked The Summer I Turned Pretty. I really like those girly teen shows. Like teenage girl shows are definitely like my suit. I'm currently rewatching Gossip Girl. Last year I had watched One Tree Hill for the first time. That was so good. This year I watched The OC for the first time. Also so good. Loved The OC. I've watched Gilmore Girls. I've watched The Summer I Turned Pretty. I think one of the teeny girl shows that I actually haven't watched is The Vampire Diaries. I don't know if I'll ever get around to that show, to be honest. I kind of just made it through like 2 seasons and just didn't really like it. I definitely enjoy my sitcoms as well. I love a good show that can make me laugh. I've definitely been loving Abbott Elementary. That one is so good. Definitely think my favorite sitcom ever is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I grew up watching that show. It's just so good. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is hilarious. Glee is absolutely hilarious. I've seen a good handful of those Netflix TV shows, but I think now I'm at a point where I really just don't like them. Oh my god, I was just about to do mascara. I need to pause because I forgot to do setting spray. As of recently, I've been watching so many old Disney Channel TV shows. Within the past year, I decided I would rewatch some of them because they just feel super comforting to me. It just reminds me of like a really good time in my childhood, so I just decided to just start watching all of them over again last year. I had rewatched The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody for the first time in so many years. I had rewatched Austin and Ally, which is like one of my favorite Disney Channel TV shows ever. I had partially rewatched Hannah Montana a little bit as well. I love Disney Channel movies. I swear to God, I cannot go like more than 2 weeks without watching a Disney Channel movie. I need those movies to survive. One thing that I'm really excited to do on this channel is to upload vlogs again. I love vlogging and I don't feel like my life is super vlog worthy, but I'm trying to change that. I might potentially be going on a trip, so that'll definitely give me a reason to vlog. I just think it's so amazing and beautiful to watch back your memories through video. Like pictures are one thing, but to actually watch back video footage of you living in that period, that time, something hits different. Something just hits different. The last thing that I want to do is I'm just gonna list off a bunch of my favorite things. I love the beach. I think the beach is my favorite place on earth. I love sweet coffees. Hand me a French vanilla iced coffee and I will be more than happy with it. I love cookie dough ice cream. I more specifically love the Jimmy Fallon Tonight Dough ice cream. Shout out Ben & Jerry's. I love being outside, only when it's warm. I love journaling. I love taking an everything shower. I love the brand Tree Hut. I love going to the mall. Until I get overstimulated, then I have to leave. I love tropical scents. I love any sort of candle or body spray that smells like mangoes, flowers, tropical something. I love anything tropical. I feel like I am the most tropical person there is. And yeah, I live in Canada. I love Wendy's Frosties, they're so good. I love road trips. I love spending quality time with my family. I love blowing out my hair. The Revlon blowout brush is amazing. I love blasting party music in my room to get my mood up. I love curling into bed to watch a TV show or a movie at the end of my day. I love watching the sunset. I love clothes, I love fashion. I love wearing dresses. I love summertime attire. I hate winter fashion. I love tulips and hibiscus flowers. I think they're so beautiful. I love airplanes and I love being on airplanes and I think aviation is so fascinating. I love watching a comfort movie. I love my makeup. I love my identity. I'm very proud to be who I am. I love the Ariana Grande Cloud perfume so much. I love drinking green tea in the morning. I love talking to my cousin. I don't get to see her very often because she lives in Florida, but we grew a very close relationship. And I always love hearing from her whenever we get on our FaceTime calls. I love shopping. I love wearing sandals and slides. My favorite store is probably Aritzia. I love Spider-Man. I love Marvel, but Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I love tanning. I love laughing. Everything always makes me laugh. I love going on late night adventures. Okay, so I finished my makeup. As you can see, I just did my hair a little bit. I'm gonna go get ready for work, get the rest of my uniform on. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something about me. I really hope that you'll stick around and subscribe to my channel if you liked what you saw, you liked what you heard. I would really love to build a community on YouTube. It feels so nice to have people to talk to. It's so nice to have people support you. And I'm just glad that you got to know me a little bit better. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.